Do you think leaders should be tall and handsome? Do you opine leaders must know everything? Do you think leaders must have a magic wand? Do you think women cannot make good leaders? Do you think leaders should be intelligent with a strong academic background? Then you need to reconsider your views on leaders and leadership. There are several myths associated with leaders and leadership. And there are several definitions of leader and leadership. If you hit Google, you get a huge number of hits on leaders and leadership, and many definitions of leadership. Hence, before we define leader and leadership, it is essential to debunk several myths about leaders and leadership. Leaders and leadership should not be defined by superficial traits or stereotypes. True leadership is about character, integrity, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. It is about embracing diversity, challenging assumptions, and empowering individuals to reach their full potential. So, let go of these myths and redefine your views on leaders and leadership. Open your mind to the possibilities and embrace the true essence of what it means to be a leader. Leaders are born, not made. Several theories are highlighting various aspects of leadership such as skills theory, behavioral theory, great man theory, trait theory, etc. Previously people believed that either people had leadership qualities or not. However, through research, it has been proved beyond doubt that leaders are made rather than born. Just because the father or mother is a leader, the son or daughter cannot be a natural leader. In addition, leadership is a behavior that can be learned through training and practice. Leaders must be tall. People often think that leaders must be tall with great height so that they will be able to influence others. No doubt, having a great height is an asset, but some great leaders were short in height but achieved greatness. For instance, Alexander was short in height but became great through his conquests more than 2,300 years ago. Although Adolf Hitler failed during the Second World War, he was a leader who was short in height. Similarly, Mahatma Gandhi was also short in height, but he achieved India's independence through truth and non-violence. Hence, height is not the criterion to become a leader. Leaders must be handsome. Leaders must walk their talk and set an example for others to follow. They must have a vision, be able to influence others, build successful teams, motivate, and finally accomplish their goals and objectives. Hence, there is no connection between their roles and physical appearance. For instance, Abraham Lincoln was not good-looking, but he proved to be one of the best presidents of America. Leaders must be highly intelligent. Numerous examples prove beyond doubt that leaders hail from an average academic background. When we look at the leaders of Fortune 500 companies, it reveals that more than 50% of CEOs hail from an average academic background. However, having an academic qualification is an asset for a leader. But every leader must not be academically intelligent. When we look at Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg, they are all college dropouts. Hence, we can emphatically conclude that most leaders have average intelligence. Leaders must be extroverts. Some leaders are introverts yet proved their leadership qualities. Steve Jobs of Apple Computers was an introvert who proved as an innovation legend during his lifetime. It is the nature of people either to be introverts or extroverts, and it has nothing to do with leadership. Introversion, often misunderstood and undervalued, is a personality trait that is often associated with shyness and social awkwardness. However, being introverted does not mean lacking leadership qualities. In fact, many successful leaders throughout history have been introverts who have made a significant impact on their organizations and the world. One of the key strengths of introverted leaders is their ability to listen and observe. Introverts are often excellent listeners and tend to be more reflective, allowing them to gain deep insights into the needs and desires of their customers and employees. This enables them to make informed decisions and develop innovative solutions that resonate with people on a profound level. Another advantage of introverted leaders is their preference for solitude and reflection. Introverts often thrive in quiet and contemplative environments, which allows them to think deeply and generate creative ideas. They are not easily swayed by external opinions and are more likely to stay true to their vision, even in the face of criticism or doubt. This unwavering commitment to their beliefs and ideas is what sets introverted leaders apart and enables them to drive change and inspire others. Leaders must be veterans. Having experience and being older is an asset to leaders as they make fewer mistakes and benefit from their vast experience and age. At times, it proves to be costly for these veterans as they have preconceived ideas with a regimented mindset. The young have fire in their bellies and are ready to experiment and explore their ideas, and mostly they achieve and succeed in their lives. Several leaders proved their leadership potential at a relatively young age. For instance, Alexander the Great achieved greatness by the age of 34 itself and led people of all age groups despite being young. Various business leaders such as Michael Dell, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates proved as business leaders at a young age itself. And Barack Obama has become the President of America at the relatively young age of 47, and also, John F. Kennedy became president at a young age. These young leaders broke the age-old myth by leading the veterans. Leaders must be charismatic. Leaders must be charismatic. This statement holds true in many aspects of leadership. Charisma is not just about having a magnetic personality or being able to captivate an audience with a charming smile. It goes much deeper than that. Charisma is about having an aura of confidence, influence, and inspiration that draws people towards you. A charismatic leader has the ability to inspire and motivate others. They possess a certain charm that makes people want to follow them and be a part of their vision. Charismatic leaders have a natural ability to connect with people on an emotional level, making them feel understood and valued. They have a way of making others believe in themselves and their abilities. But what if a leader doesn't possess charisma? Does that mean they are destined to fail? Absolutely not. While charisma can be an asset, it is not the only factor that determines a leader's success. In fact, there have been many great leaders throughout history who have proven their worth without any trace of charisma. These leaders relied on other qualities to inspire and lead. They focused on building strong character, displaying unwavering integrity, and leading by example. They understood that true leadership is not about being the most charismatic person in the room, but about being someone who is trustworthy, reliable, and capable of making tough decisions. Leaders who lack charisma can still be effective by focusing on their strengths and leveraging their unique abilities. They can excel in areas such as strategic thinking, problem-solving, and decision-making. They can build strong teams and foster a culture of collaboration and innovation. They can lead with humility and empathy, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered. Leaders must be orators. It is a fact that good leaders are great orators, but it is not necessary that leaders must be orators. For instance, Alex Ferguson is a great leader if you consider his results with Manchester United, but he was not a great orator. Some leaders are not great orators, but they still succeeded as leaders. Leadership is a blend of various traits, skills, and abilities. While some possess some qualities, others possess some other qualities. You must consider leadership holistically with a blend and balance of various aspects. Leaders must have titles and positions. The positions and titles are temporary. What is important is the individual capacity to lead from the front, not the titles or positions. If leadership is based on positions, why do we see a few leaders falling apart from their positions? Leadership is performance-driven, not position or role-driven. According to social psychologists, John French and Bertram Raven, power is divided into 5 forms: legitimate, coercive, reward, expert, and referent power. One who holds his/her power just because of his/her legal standing vested in him/her by an organization is known as legitimate power. Such people hold power as long as they hold their legitimate positions. Coercive power is a negative power such as threats or punishments that usually prevail in autocratic societies, and such people are hardly respected. Reward power is the ability to reward others, and people enjoy their positions as long as they reward others. Expert power is the position where people have expertise in some areas. Precisely, they are domain experts. Finally, referent power is the power where people enjoy status not bestowed by law or position but because people admire such leaders. Leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, and Nelson Mandela enjoyed referent power as people revered and supported them. Most of the leaders survive on their expert power and fade away in history. However, those leaders who passionately deliver goods through their expertise enjoy referent power. Hence, titles and positions don't make real leaders, but their referent power makes them true leaders. Leaders are self-appointed. Leadership is not a title that one can simply bestow upon themselves. It is a position that is earned through the acceptance and recognition of the people. True leaders are not self-appointed, but rather chosen by those they aim to lead. This distinction is crucial, as it reflects the essence of leadership itself. When individuals claim themselves to be leaders without the support and acknowledgement of others, their credibility is immediately called into question. It is through the acceptance of those around us that we gain the strength and authority to lead. This acceptance is not handed to us on a silver platter. It must be earned through our actions, character, and dedication to the betterment of those we lead. Humility plays a significant role in the acceptance and consideration of a leader. A humble leader understands that leadership is not about personal glory or self-promotion. Instead, it is about serving the needs and interests of the people. By acknowledging that leadership is a responsibility rather than a privilege, humble leaders create an environment of trust and respect. On the other hand, individuals who appoint themselves as leaders and constantly seek validation are perceived as self-centered and attention-seeking. They are often dismissed as mere chatterboxes, lacking the substance and credibility that true leaders possess. Their self-proclaimed leadership is viewed as nothing more than empty rhetoric, devoid of genuine impact or inspiration. Leaders have all solutions for problems. Leaders have all solutions for problems. This statement might seem appealing at first glance, but it fails to capture the true essence of leadership. In reality, leaders are not individuals who simply possess all the answers, but rather individuals who take responsibility and actively seek out solutions. Unlike followers who may focus on people and problems, leaders have a different perspective. They emphasize prospects and possibilities. Instead of brooding on individuals and issues, leaders engage in the creative process of inventing ideas to resolve various challenges. One of the key qualities of effective leaders is their ability to take initiative. They don't wait for problems to solve themselves or for someone else to come up with a solution. Instead, they proactively identify issues, gather information, and initiate discussions with others. They understand that finding solutions requires collaboration and collective wisdom. Leaders are not afraid to explore multiple avenues and consider various perspectives. They understand that there is rarely a one-size-fits-all solution to complex problems. Therefore, they encourage brainstorming sessions and welcome diverse ideas and opinions. By fostering an environment of open-mindedness and inclusivity, leaders ensure that all possibilities are explored. Leadership is observed only in the workplace. Leadership is observed only in the workplace, or so we are led to believe. However, true leaders understand that their influence extends far beyond the confines of the office walls. They recognize that their actions, both inside and outside of working hours, are constantly under scrutiny. It is this realization that drives them to be mindful of their behavior and the impact it has on others. As a leader, you must be aware that people are always watching, even when you least expect it. Your every move, from the way you dress to the way you walk and talk, is being observed and analyzed by those around you. This is not meant to create a sense of paranoia, but rather to emphasize the importance of being a role model at all times. When you step out of the workplace, you may think that you can let your guard down and relax. However, this is precisely when your leadership is put to the test. How you conduct yourself in social settings, how you treat others, and how you handle difficult situations all contribute to your reputation as a leader. People are not just interested in your professional achievements, they want to see how you navigate through life's challenges with grace and integrity. Dressing appropriately is not just about adhering to a dress code, it is a reflection of your professionalism and attention to detail. When you dress well, you exude confidence and set a positive example for those around you. Your appearance sends a message to others that you take pride in yourself and your work. Similarly, the way you walk and talk speaks volumes about your leadership style. A leader who walks with purpose and speaks with clarity commands respect and inspires confidence. Your body language and communication skills can either enhance or hinder your ability to connect with others. Being aware of your posture, maintaining eye contact, and using inclusive language are all essential elements of effective leadership. Leaders must have a long tenure. Your length and duration of survival as a leader are not the criteria. In contrast, how well you lead and leave a mark for others to follow is the criterion for leadership. For instance, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated before the completion of the presidential term. However, the impact he made before his presidential tenure is amazing in the history of America. He has been rated as one of the most influential presidents of America, who survived the challenges of the division of America between the North and the South. He successfully demonstrated his leadership skills and worked for the unity of America apart from ensuring the abolition of slavery in America. When you look at Alexander the Great, he too had a short tenure and died young, much before 34 years. Hence, the quality of presence is more important than the quantity of presence. Leaders should not have any weaknesses. Leaders should not have any weaknesses. This statement may seem idealistic, but it fails to recognize the fundamental truth that leaders, like all human beings, are inherently flawed. Every leader, no matter how accomplished or revered, possesses a unique set of strengths and weaknesses that shape their character and influence their decision-making. To expect leaders to be devoid of weaknesses is to deny their humanity. It is through acknowledging and embracing their weaknesses that leaders can truly grow and evolve. In fact, it is often their ability to recognize and address their weaknesses that sets great leaders apart from the rest. Leaders who are self-aware and humble enough to admit their weaknesses are better equipped to handle challenges and navigate through adversity. They understand that weaknesses are not inherent limitations, but rather opportunities for growth and improvement. Instead of shying away from their shortcomings, they actively seek ways to overcome them and transform them into strengths. Furthermore, great leaders view their weaknesses as learning opportunities. They understand that mistakes and failures are an inevitable part of the journey towards success. Rather than dwelling on their missteps, they learn from them and use them as stepping stones towards achieving their goals. They do not allow their weaknesses to define them, but rather use them as catalysts for personal and professional development. Leaders are masters, not servants. Leaders are masters, not servants. This statement holds true in the world of leadership, where individuals are called upon to guide and inspire others towards success. However, there is a school of thought that suggests a different approach to leadership, one that emphasizes the importance of serving others with a great heart. This concept, known as servant leadership, was propounded by Robert Greenleaf. Servant leadership is a philosophy that challenges traditional notions of leadership. It suggests that true leaders are those who prioritize the needs and well-being of others above their own. Instead of sitting comfortably in cushioned chairs and making decisions from a distance, servant leaders actively engage with their team members and lead by example. In the realm of servant leadership, actions speak louder than words. Leaders not only talk about their vision and goals, but they also demonstrate them in their day-to-day interactions. They show their team members what it means to be dedicated, hardworking, and compassionate. By doing so, they inspire others to follow suit and strive for excellence. One of the key aspects of servant leadership is humility. True leaders understand that they are not above others, but rather, they are there to serve and support them. They do not seek power or control, but rather, they seek to empower and uplift those around them. They listen to the needs and concerns of their team members, and they actively work towards finding solutions that benefit everyone. Leaders grow on trees. Leaders grow from the grassroots level, not the other way round. It is a bottom-to-top approach, rather than a top-to-bottom approach. The kind of experience and exposure churns real leaders at the ground level to come to the fore. It distinguishes cheese from chalk. Indeed, the cream always comes to the top. Hence, true leaders rise from ranks. Leadership is a solo act. Leadership is teamwork. No individual can take credit for the success of the entire team. Besides, there are several myths such as leaders are born in a particular community, culture, country, race, religion, and language. The truth is that they are born everywhere. Some complain about destiny for not being born in majority communities. The leaders can also emerge from minority communities leading the majority. Barack Obama is an amazing example for all of us who were born black, with a Muslim father and Christian mother with origins outside America, but led America and the world from the front. Women cannot excel as leaders. Gender has nothing to do with leadership. It is a fact that women have more challenges than men to prove themselves as leaders, as some organizations don't encourage women to be on par with men, although legally women are on par with men. Globally, very few women did great as leaders, leaving exceptions like Queen Elizabeth, Joan of Arc, Florence Nightingale, Eleanor Roosevelt, Frances Hesselbein, and Margaret Thatcher. Indra Nooyi, the former chairman and CEO of PepsiCo, is a corporate woman leader who broke the glass ceiling and became a role model for all women. Being born as a woman is not a liability. It all depends on how you lead and prove yourself. Women have several advantages over men as they are emotionally more intelligent, better at multitasking, assertive, and have soft skills. Hence, they can prove themselves as successful leaders along with men. Everybody cannot become a leader. Leadership is not the privilege of a few people. The proven fact is that anybody and everybody can excel as a leader if there is a passion to serve and make a difference in the lives of others. Warren Bennis and Bert Nanusz, in their book titled Leaders, The Strategies for Taking Charge, identified 5 great leadership myths. Leadership is a rare skill. Leaders are born, not made. Leaders are charismatic. Leaders exist only at the top of an organization, and the leader controls, directs, and manipulates. Hence, debunk all these myths to have the right approach towards leadership. Once a leader is forever a leader. Leadership changes from time to time because what worked for some time may not work again due to rapid changes in technology. Hence, leaders must reinvent with changing times. Else, they will soon be forgotten, leading to leadership decay. At times, circumstances might favor a person to become a leader, but the same leader fails in different circumstances. Jack Welch rightly remarked, "The Jack Welch of the future cannot be like me. I spent my entire career in the United States." The next head of General Electric will be somebody who spent time in Bombay, Hong Kong, in Buenos Aires. We have to send our best and brightest overseas and made sure they have the training that will allow them to be the global leaders who will make GE flourish in the future. To evolve and excel as successful leaders, leaders must learn and grow continuously, and they must take feedback constantly. Leadership can't be taught. Leadership is a skill, not a talent. Had it been a talent, it would have been tough to teach leadership. But leadership is a skill, and it can be taught. There is a difference between talents and skills. Talents are inborn, where people bring in through heredity. In contrast, skills can be cultivated through training, teaching, observation, reading, experience, and practice. Daniel Goleman said that leadership depends more on emotional intelligence and less on an intelligence quotient. And emotional intelligence can be taught. Hence, leadership can be taught.